Sam here, and I'll be doing the free video for Friday, February 2nd, 2024. So another week is in the books. You might be surprised by this, but it was yet another up week. You can count them here. I think there's 14 of them, one of them being down, 13 being up. It's not a bad batting average by the Bulls. Has anything changed is the question for this video. So I just finished doing the premium video for the folks in the Gold Room, and in terms of the ranking system that we use to quantify or qualify a chart, nothing has changed. Right? Max Bull and Max Bull, which is as good as it gets. But have things maybe potentially gotten too good is the question. And I am not ready to say that yet, but I am going to be going into next week with a very close eye on the exits. Especially, maybe next week doesn't cause a problem, but I am looking for OpEx the week after to potentially be an issue. Here's what's changed. We have hit 3 ATR on the weekly time frame. You can see the last time that we hit 3 ATRs back here, and you can also see the end result. On the lower indicator here on the daily chart, we now have an extreme label. Now, there's two extreme labels at the moment. One is on the upper indicator, which is the trend indicator. Then you have another one on the high-low pro, which is the range indicator. The upper indicator that says extreme, that can persist for a very long time. That is bullish, and if you are bullish something, you actually want it to say extreme. That's the most bullish condition possible. This indicator is the same idea, but it's actually not sustainable. So when you get an extreme reading on the lower indicator, it's not a sustainable signal. You just can't persist in that condition for very long without reverting and eventually turning the signal off. There's two ways you can do that. Either A, you drop, that'll cool off the market, or B, you can trade sideways. So think about you just baked a pie, it's steaming hot. There's two ways you can cool it off. You either A, throw the hot pie into the fridge, it'll cool off quickly. That would look like something like this. Or you put the hot pie on a windowsill and it naturally cools over time, and that would look more like that. But it is unsustainable, this signal. So another signal that you can't see here, but maybe pull it up on your end, see if you see it. SPX hourly has a negative divergence from this high into this high, right? So putting the pieces together, what do we have? Well, let me also finish this idea. We also have hit pretty much every target that is in this box based on weekly symmetry as well as retracements. So what do we have when we put the pieces together? We have a market that's hit 3 weekly ATR. We can see the last time that happened was back here. We have a market that is extreme on the high-low pro for the first time since the October lows, and look how long it's been up here. So this is the first time that's happened. We have a market that's hit every reasonable target, and we also have a large negative divergence into new all-time highs on the hourly time frame. When you put all those pieces together, it should be a warning signal. And the way that I explained it in the Gold Room, that I think is probably the best way to explain it, is you and I rob a bank. Inside the bank, inside the vault, there's $100 million. You and I can only carry $99 million. So we carry our $99 million, we dump it in our truck, and we could drive away right there with $99 million, and the cops would never catch us. Or we could take the risk and go back into the vault and grab the last million and risk the cops showing up in the time that it would take us to do that. Is it worth it? And only you can answer that question. But this is the situation that I see being presented to us right now. Going back into the vault for that last $1 million and risk getting caught. And you know what that means in the market. Now, I do want to caveat this a little bit more, and that is that next week may just see continuation, right? This is not an immediate signal to do anything, nor is this, frankly. And the market is so strong in all the right places, that you could see continuation next week. But what I'm going to be looking for is basically any signs of weakness, especially the week after next, which we'll have another video to catch up on next week anyways. But what I'm looking for is some weakness going into OPEX the middle of February. The seasonality of February after the middle of the month is not good. It tends to be it tends to usually create a flush into the middle of March, and then from March through the end of April is really good, actually. So I'm kind of looking for all of these patterns to play out. If it was just one of these one of these issues, right, like would I ever just bring you seasonality as a standalone signal? Never. Would I ever bring you 3 ATR weekly as a standalone signal? Never. Would I ever bring you the extreme label on the high-low pro as a standalone signal? Never. Would I ever bring you targets getting hit by any metric on SPX? Never. And would I ever bring you the hourly negative divergence as a standalone signal? Never. But you can see that when we put all the pieces together, the risks to reward is lopsided. And that's really the way that that's really the message of this video, is the risk to reward is a little bit lopsided, right? And just think back on the story that we just told you regarding the bank, right? Do you have 99 million in your pocket right now in the back of the van? You and I can go live amazing lives. $99 million, we never get caught. Or we can go back for that last million and risk getting caught. And only you can answer whether it's worth it or not. But that's kind of the market that's being presented to us right now. Let me show you a couple of good picks here. I don't want to just, be a Debbie Downer. Because I certainly, I'm not positioned short, right? So if we collapse on Monday, I'm not positioned for it. One thing that I was trying to buy today actually was this. Now, this is just a monster of a stock, but this also is a monster of a setup, and it's MDB. I think you can have a giant breakout here. I think you can go 550, 600 plus on this thing if it really gets going. So this is more of a longer term setup, but one of the absolute best ones that came up today. Another one was Snow. So, wow, up 18. That's impressive. So Snow has a very good signal here, and as well as a longer term base. MDB is a better setup, but Snow here easily could get into this 250 range. Hell, I could do it next week. Pinterest, I was kind of surprised by this one. I don't even know how this company makes money or why anyone uses Pinterest for anything, but I'm also not their target demographic. At least I don't think I am. But the setup's somewhat undeniable. You can see how clean the indicator has been, the lower indicator has been on Pinterest here. So maybe a little bit of pin action, if you will, into the meta positive news. And I'm gonna continue to look at Shop. So Shop here closed extremely well. We had a trade in this in the gold room. I actually got trapped. My trade was down 85% yesterday, and I decided to hold it through Amazon earnings, and I got a full refund today. Now I did get out today because I have a strong rule that if I'm ever down 85% and I get 100% of that back, I take it. But after the Amazon earnings here, you could actually see a breakout here in Shopify. This is a pretty gnarly trap that was set in the last 3 days. Amazing close today. So this is the cagiest one of the bunch. The one that I feel the most comfortable sharing with you is MDB and Snow. But MDB's really where I'm going to be focusing next week. And again, just kind of go back to understanding that the middle of the month, not next week, but the week after, is usually when a little bit of surprise volatility might enter the equation. Alright guys, that's my time. Thanks as always for watching the video. If you found it helpful, drop us a like. Drop us a dislike if you didn't like it. We don't care. Just interact with the page in some way. The algorithm loves interactions, so interact with it in some way. I still owe you guys that I have to go back. There was like a video we made like 3 weeks ago where I have to go back and kind of check your work because I asked you a couple questions, and I've been meaning to do that, but this video ran a little long, so I'll see if maybe I can squeeze it in next week. So we'll do that. And yeah, if you found the video helpful, again, drop us a like. If you didn't find it helpful, drop us a dislike. We don't care. If you really found it helpful, or if you just want to help us with the algorithm, which would be cool of you, go ahead and drop us a comment. Let us know what you're looking at, what stocks you're looking at. Let us know what your dog's name is, your cat's name, or what you're having for drinks tonight. So all of the above is acceptable. So appreciate you guys. Thanks as always. Have a great weekend. Catch you next Friday. Cheers.
Hey traders, this is Sam with Simpler Trading. I want to thank you for watching today's video. Hopefully you found the information in it helpful. If you did, leave us a like, leave us a comment. It really does help us out with the algorithm. And if you want to see us trade live with our own real money and be part of the community, come and check us out at simplertrading.com.